So we continue Hilchos De'os. We started chapter 2 last time, and we did exactly one halachah. I mean, it was a very interesting, lot of material. So now we're going with halachah 2. So we said just to remind us, it was amazing class, and we said about a physically sick person. Just to quickly to summarize. Right, just as for physically sick person, he likes or she likes, they're attracted to something like a bit of taste, something not good to eat, like the earth and charcoal, and right, and all other things, and they despise good food like bread and meat and soup. I don't know, hot tea with lemon, right, something good in nutrition, right, and nutritious, and they. Right, so is a person who is sick spiritually. All of the things that positive that he should be attracted, he actually discuss it with, right, and he's attracted to the bad things, right, and what should this ill person do? Just quickly to summarize, Rambam told us, same as when somebody is sick physically, he has to seek a doctor, specialist in that area, whatever. He has internal illnesses or external eyes, whatever is the heart, he has to go to specialists. So same is here, when somebody has a spiritual malady, so he has to go to the spiritual doctor. Who is a spiritual doctor? Rabbis, so Talmidei Chachamim, who learned all of their life or partial their life, right, and study about what the soul is can be, what soul needs, right, what is going to be nutritious for the soul, how to cure it, right. So that's the thing. And then the last thing we said that Rambam is not talking about the people who are not going to admit that they're sick. So that's, I mean, same is a person who is physically ill. And I know several people, and somebody told me about their relatives that they passed like very fast because they have pain, this and that, and they did not have insurance, did not care about this, to go to the doctors, they hate the doctors and stuff like that. And when they finally went to the doctor said, look, it's stage 4. I mean, okay, what can we do? It's too late. Right, so some people would never go to the doctor, so there is no way to help them even, and they did not even know what they have. So same is a spiritual disease. So some people we cannot help because they did not acknowledge they're sick. They think that we are crazy. Okay, so that's a summary, like quick. Of course, we spent an hour, but quick summary of what we said last time. Okay, and we can continue with halachah 2, and it says, how are they to be healed? So meaning these sick people, like spiritual sick. We tell the wrathful person to train himself to feel no reaction, even if he is beaten or cursed. Okay, he should follow this course of behavior for a long time until his anger is uprooted from his heart. So I mean, as you understand on this, what is it? 4 lines, right? So it's a lot to say. Of course, we're going to elaborate it because it's very, very deep, and many of us have this problem with the anger, right? Some more, some less, but right, we see what Rambam has to say in commentary. The man who is full of pride should cause himself to experience much disgrace. He should sit in the lowest of the places, dressed in tattered rags, which shame the wearer, and the like, until the arrogance is uprooted from his heart, and he returns to the middle path, which is the proper path. When he returns to the middle path, he should walk in it the rest of his life. One should take similar course with each of the other traits. A person who swayed in the direction of one of the extremities should move to the direction of the opposite extreme and accustom himself to that for a long time, until he has returned to the proper path, which is a midpoint and a midpoint for each and every temperament. Okay, so that's the whole halacha. Let's BeEzrat HaShem try to review it, and we're going to see. Okay. So today, and I have two messages today from people, and they say, I heard that Sgula is like this. Should I do that? So a person of course, people do not want to work on themselves and think that just because, and this Gula from the sages, I'm not denying it, even from the Talmud, but it's not like one thing that you can do, and now your character traits are fixed, your relationships with your parents fixed, parents with your siblings, with the spouse, just because you did one Gula, that's it. It's very interesting. I mean, some people, I cannot call it naive. Because naive, I don't know, maybe children are a little naive, but adults grown up, they have a job and manage their life pretty well, materially. They think that they can get away with such some simple thing. People are dreaming. Okay, so let's do from the beginning. How they're healed. So who are they? Commenting in chapter 1, Halachah 7 asks. Okay. How can one train himself, and proceeds to describe a course of behavior intended to ingrain the trait within the person's character. Then Rabbi addresses himself to people who are fundamentally sound of moral health. Hence the advice aimed at the action that lies in the middle road. Here, the Rambam is concerned with the morally ill. Therefore, the treatment consists of adopting the extreme positions. See Note Marevon chapter 4, where Rambam elaborates on this approach in details. Okay, so let's do this commentary again, and then we explain. So without this commentary, so if you just read the Rambam's text, you would not even notice that there is a similar ideas, a similar approach, and there is a big difference in approach, right? There, like in the first chapter, just to remind you, we always say in the middle of the path, middle of the path, middle of the path. Here he's going to say extreme. How does it make sense? So again, so there we said, so 1 second, so 1 second. Okay, so there we were talking about people who are as fundamentally sound moral health, right? Fundamentally sound moral health, meaning that they have to work on one or two character traits, and but basically they're okay, so it's not a big deal. So maybe a little off, a little to the left, a little to the right from the medium, but basically they're okay, right? Hence the advice to aim his action and lie in the middle of the road. So meaning, the way I understand, it's not such a big adjustment. It's not such a big adjustment. Okay. Here the Rambam concerned about morally ill, meaning the person, as we said, he's sick, okay, morally sick, and he's seeking the help, and now we have to help him to get to the right path. And I would say, for us, for simple people, so we have to analyze our character traits and see where we stand. And some character traits we could be okay, right? But in some character traits we could be off. So on this we have to apply this approach, meaning to force ourselves, right? And again, the main point, as we said before, and many answers that we gave, consistency is the key. Consistency, right? Maybe go in a small steps, no crazy jumps, but consistent. That's very important. Okay. So continue with commentary. This consistent with advice given above. A man cannot dose or cure himself unless he is told what to do. So it's very interesting, right? So in one of the things that I would not say in our review of last Halachah, we said that the person cannot help himself. And in commentary, we said that it's like a person who is in prison, and doesn't matter how powerful he is, when he was outside, when he's in prison, he needs somebody from outside of the prison to help him, right? So that's why Rambam would tell him. And many times, somebody asks, people wait for somebody to ask them. But for example, I saw today I gave two advice. unsolicited advice. And like from the perspective of the person, maybe it was from the left field, but for me, like I see like ox in a head. So I started like forward. I mean, if they want to block me and never call me, I mean, it's their business. But Baruch Hashem, they took it seriously and like changed it right away. I mean, committed to the change. Baruch Hashem. So it's very, very good. So we tell them, we don't wait until they ask us. And I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you. So if you want somebody to help somebody, you have to initiate. So if you see the axe sticking from the head, so you have to start. You have to tell them that's, you have an axe, right, sticking from your head. Maybe you don't know, maybe even if you see in the mirror, it's not there. I know that there's no problem, but it is there. I'm telling you, it is there, and it's you have to take it out, right? So again, this is consistent with the advice we gave above, right? So we give advice. We don't wait until they ask. A man cannot dose or cure himself unless he is told to do what, right? Unless he is told what to do, right? So he cannot. He does not, since he is sick, right, in this specific area. So for him, everything is okay. You understand? So if you as an outsider, and of course you have to like have the best interest in this person in mind, and you must love this person, or at least care very much about him, and you should be like ready to give a person advice as you would give to yourself, right? Right. So in this case, we told him what to do, like prescribe the dosage. Here the Rambam lays down the general principle of behavior correction. Okay. However, in particular, the wise man who is consulted must be determined what degree of behavior should be adopted and the length of the period of the treatment. Of course, I mean, every person needs their own time, like that depends on the person, but it's still, you like based on the Chacham experience. So he said, try to do this for 6 months, 7 months, 3 months, whatever, right? And come back and we'll talk. Right? Okay. So continue. I mean, we just did a few words. We tell the wrathful man to train himself to feel no reaction even if he's beaten and cursed. So, and this thing that they teach in psychology, that you have to keep it to yourself, and then you go and beat the punching back, or like yell in the room when there is nobody there, or do some other crazy things, like so it's not how it works. This anger is not, I mean, it's like it's just a spring, like it is there, and you squeeze it, and you squeeze it until it's going to like blow up. That's only a matter of time. So that's now not our way. So our way is completely, as Rambam Zatzal said, the wrathful man should train himself to feel no reaction even to he's beaten and cursed. Right, so no reaction. So bad reaction, like that he has resentment against another person, it's reaction. So no reaction at all. Commentary: a person who is prone to anger is generally very sensitive to even this slightest affront to his personality or dignity. To eradicate this oversensitivity, he is told to follow the other extremes and remain silent even when he has no reason to protest. Okay. So let's read again. And I have a good experience with these people in the place where I used to work. There's some nationality. I'm not going to say well, but I think everybody can guess. So they're impulsive. They would like blow up in a second from nowhere. And a few times I asked what happened. And his neighbor told me what happened, and I said, but why he behaved like that? And the guy would look, and I just told you, that's what happened. So because of this, he like yelled at the whole office. He embarrassed himself, he cursed, he this and that. I said, yeah, because of this. It's unbelievable. There's people, yeah, they are good gangsters. Okay, so a person who is prone to anger is generally very sensitive to every slight affront to his personal dignity, right? So he look at him at the wrong way, you did not greet them right way or something like that's it. So they get angry, or whatever, right? Whatever, you scratch their car, God forbid, right? To eradicate this oversensitivity. So meaning some people do not care whatever happened, right? He is told to follow the other extreme, right? So since this person is sick, so this go in the middle. If you tell him be in the middle of the road, that's not going to work out for him. So this person must go to extreme, right? And remain silent even when he has reason to protest. So meaning that it's not like he's oversensitive, but that person for sure he's wrong, for sure, right? Even in this case, he should be silent. Continue. He should follow the course, this course of behavior for a long time. So of course, like this thing that I talk to people, people have no patience. I know, because the advertisement and I saw the advertisement. We were buying something on the internet, and they pop up like toothpaste. Okay, toothpaste. Like get the white teeth in less than 3 days. Like 3 days. Like how can you get the white teeth unless you do something extreme, right? In the office, like if it's a toothpaste in 3 days, unless it's a bleach, I don't know, whatever. So within 3 days, because people don't have patience. If they're going to say like result guarantee after 6 months of use, after 18 months of use, so like nobody's going to buy it. Right, even though like it's like a safe for toothpaste or whatever, but here 3 days, okay, everybody's buying, right? People don't have any patience, and it's a killer, right? It's a curse. Not to have patience is a curse, right? So what Rambam is saying, that a person must follow this behavior for a long time. So how long time? As we said before, so until it becomes his nature to react always like that. Right? Because why? Because he reacted yesterday and 2 months ago, or 6 months ago, until his anger is uprooted from his heart. So basically, all of the people who say, "No, I was born like that. You don't understand, and I have a cousin like this and that like that." I mean, all these people that I know, these angry people, that in my office, this one nationality, this from one country, small country, right? So they they all like steaks with blood. I'm not sure like they would describe whatever. They all like steaks, like they have blood. And this blood from these bulls, I don't know, maybe they do for cows, or I don't know how they make the steaks. Like this blood would go into their veins. Of course, I mean, for a non-Jew, it should not work like the same as a Jew, but still its effects for sure. Like all of these angry people like steaks, like this blood. That's the problem, right? Right, so and even those people who behave like this, and they say, my father was like my grandfather, my great-grand, everybody in my family, even my grandmother, you don't know how my grandmother behaves if she gets angry. She's 79 years old, right? So and even here is possible, according to Rambam, according to our sages, to fix. How? You repeat the same action again. As mentioned, chapter 1, our deeds is influence our traits. Influence deeds, act in a calm and settled manner for a prolonged period of time will train a person not to overreact. Right? When you are training yourself, like in anything, right? In anything, you can teach yourself how to swim. Even, for example, adults, right? Never swim in their life. Never ever. They start training again and again and again. After a few months, I mean, I don't know, after a few weeks, they start swimming like they've been swimming from 6 years old. Right? It's possible. So we can train ourselves to do anything. Continue. A man who is full of pride should. So this anger is one thing. Is when we said these two. These two characteristics that we have to keep as far as possible, even not in the middle, not in the medium, but there's two exceptions, is anger and pride. The man who is full of pride should cause himself to experience much disgrace. So what does it mean? Commentary. There is since his tendency to seek honor, So a prideful person would demand honor, and sometimes would people these people would call pay a lot of money. They would do the parties and do some dedication, so everybody would come and eat their food, and they socialize with them and thank him and praise them, and and they would seek this pride from everywhere. And do I know the spirit? I know a few people like that. I don't know these rich people, but some people not even very rich, but they would demand all of the honor they can get, right? And he should follow the course of behavior which will expose him to opposite extreme, right? So he until now he was seeking a pride, honor. So now he has to put himself in a place where he's been humiliated and stepped on, and maybe spit on. I mean, people usually don't spit, but they would not care about him, right? And his needs, right? So he should sit in the lowest of the places, dress in a tarred rags. So now, I mean, when he was seeking honor, he would dress all of this in the suits, new suits every time, new shorts, stuff like that. Now, opposite, dress in the tarred rags, right, which shame the wearer, and the like, until the arrogance is uprooted from his heart and he returns to the middle path, right? So meaning that a person has to put himself in these humiliating positions, maybe even source some other people who is not according to him not the most respectful people, right? And maybe somebody smelly, somebody this, somebody clean the people, maybe even go to Chavra Kadisha, right? Maybe work there a little. So also makes a person a little humble, or a lot humble, right? So, and then it says that he should return to the middle path, which is a proper path. And let's see, commentary. So the goal for that person's behavior is chapter 1 in detail. Okay, right. So meaning, right? So meaning be in the middle. So and here, just to remind ourselves why saying not to go to extreme. The extreme would be meek. Meek is not good. It's not healthy for a person. It's not healthy for the surrounding. I mean, maybe it's healthy, maybe it's okay for him, but for his family. So right, a person cannot embarrass his family. Okay, to work on himself, to fix himself, yes, but to continue in this way, absolutely not, right? Because he has a wife and she has an honor, right? And he has to accord honor to her, right? When he returns to his middle path, he should walk in it and rest until the rest of his life, right? So, but how much time to take, depends on the person. 22. It will be he will be eradicated in his natural excesses, right? And thus will have no need to further corrective measures. Very interesting. Hence, it can and should remain within the middle path in the future. So okay, so let's read again, and we're going to explain. He will have eradicate his natural excesses. So meaning, so anger is even worse. So pride, I guess it's easier to control than anger. So I mean, according to what Rambam is saying. So once he returned to the middle path, right? It looks like he already eradicated this issue completely, and thus will have no need to the further corrective measures. So meaning it's in some sense it's easy fixable. Okay, easy. I mean, comparing to anger and other things. Hence, he can and should remain with this middle path in the future. Continue. Let me see if you have any questions. One should take a similar course for each and other traits. Each of other traits. Okay. A person who swayed in the direction of one of the extreme should move to the direction of the opposite extreme. So again, I have to remind ourselves. So we're talking about here as a sick person, morally sick people, right? When they extreme to extreme to extreme. So now he has to go to another extreme in order to fix it, to eradicate that extreme. So any extreme is not good. Whatever is it. direction of opposite extreme, and accustom himself to that for a long time until he returned to the proper path. So the proper path is in the middle. So if he's in this extreme, so he must go to opposite extreme, but the goal always to be in the middle path. But because he's sick and it's it's going on for a long time, so just go to the middle path is not going to work so easily, right? So he has to go to extreme. Okay. So until he returned to a proper path, which is the midpoint, as we said, for each and every temperament. So meaning that for this person, as we understand, for this moralistic person, it's much more work, but still the goal is absolutely the same for everybody. For me, for him, for a big tzaddik, right? Meaning that to go in the middle of the road. Okay. So we have here commentary number 23, and it says. The commentaries note that the course of behavior suggested here is reminiscent of the act of the penitence mentioned in Sanhedrin 25b with regard to the certain transgression. The Rambam quotes this passage, Hilchos De'os, Eidos. So meaning 5:9. So meaning what? So here, the way I understand, Hilchos De'os is laws of the witnesses, right? And some people, they can lose the status of being witness, and we learn today in Talmud of BeEzrat two cases, right? One case is when somebody, it's not like he's not good to witness, but people. So according to Rabbi Meir, they do teshuah and we don't believe him. It's very interesting. So it's opinion of Rabbi Meir, right? So who is this people? One person who is Amaretz. Amaretz, so like today, Amaretz is the person who does not know. But in olden days, right, that he's not even he does not know, he does not care, and he does not observe the laws properly, right? So we don't believe, we don't trust him that he would separate all the maaser that he must. Okay, the truma maybe he would do like 2%, but all other maaser rishon, maaser sheni, right, all other things, so maybe he would not separate. So that's why this person was very, very questionable. And even if he did teshuva and said, no, Rabbi, you don't understand, I learned my lesson, now I'm good, somebody told me, I even do calculations, come and see how I do it. So according to Rabbi Meir, we don't trust him. And the second person who was a thief, right, and now he said, no, I'm honest person, yeah, I want to testify in court, right? So that's how this connection. So we don't believe him according to Rabbi Meir, right? According to other sages, yes, we have to see if they're sincere, and they have to check the investigation if they did actually correction, right? So meaning there are many categories of people who are excluded from being a witness in the Jewish court, many for transgressions, because they're not reliable. Some people even are not criminals. I mean, criminals in some sense, they have, what is it, the dove coat, right? I mean, they have doves, right? And these doves, they fly to people's territory, and they steal the grain. Right, from the chickens, right? Sometimes you see you go to the zoo, right, and you have this the birds, the special birds that they came in the zoo, and there all of the ducks and doves and all of the other all of the other birds are stealing food for them. So for sure, right, or somebody who is playing dice, or somebody in some shady profession, so they cannot be witnesses, right? And there they discuss how to do teshuah. Okay, so continue. Can we be certain that the penitence, so meaning that the God who is going to show, that of the penances of those who lend at interest, right? So how do you know that the person who used to lend the interest, he actually repented? Of course, we will learn in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch how, but let's see. When they freely reap up, their promissory notes and fully repent, and do not lend even a non-Jews with interest. So meaning that this person reaped all of the promissory note and returned all of the interest that he took from other Jews, and he does not want to deal with interest at all, not even with non-Jews. Are you allowed to lend to non-Jews? Absolutely, yes. And we learned today, we had a class about Cholomaya earlier today, and it says that if somebody, non-Jew, for example, comes and he frequently does business with you, lending, borrowing money, with interest, so you're allowed, even though on the Holomayat, to do business with him, right? There is no problem, right? Because he's your customer and stuff like that, right? But as Rambam saying and Kitzur Shulchan Aruch saying that sometimes people get too used to this easy money is interest, so it's only a matter of time. He does it for a non-Jews, and it's only a matter of time he would switch to Jews, right? That's why we must be very careful with interest. Continue. When can we be certain that the penitence of dice throwers, right? So dice throwers that plays dice, for money, of course, when they have broken their dice, fully repented, did not play even when there is no more money stake, right? So some people play even cards games just for points. Right, they write down. I don't know any of these games. I don't know one simple games or two games in card that I play when I was little, but that's it. But some people, they're so sophisticated, they know all of these games and many thousands of rules that they have to write down. And the game, somebody told me, you don't understand, it's 3 hours. I said, 3 hours in one game? I mean, apparently, I don't know what does it mean, but okay, very, very long game, right? So this guy, and it's I guess it's very interesting, this game, right? Very exciting. So he would not go even play this for no interest, just for fun, right? Continue. So next category. When can we be certain that the penitence of those who raise pigeons? So pigeons, of course, yeah, for money. Who is the fastest? When they break the instruments with which they capture the pigeons, and do not follow their practice even in the desert, right? So I mean, okay, I'm not sure how they train them, but that's the thing. Okay, so all of the break all of the instruments and not do it even in the desert, meaning there is nobody to, I guess, to race with, right? So just to see how fast it's going to go. So still don't do it. So to the butcher, who examined the animal and sells it, and sold the non-kosher animal as kosher, he is invalid as a witness until his deeds bear witnesses that he repented. Right, so that's the famous one. About the butcher, that's the famous one. We also learn the laws of shchita, the thing, right? So butcher, and unfortunately, it comes from time to time, and we learn in our book Varavna, right? A scandal that they discovered in Israel and in all of the world, and fortunately, in all of the communities, from time to time, they discover this not such honest people, right? The butchers, right? So again, so too the butcher who examines the animal and sells it, and sold the non-kosher animal as kosher. He is invalid as a witness until his deeds bear witness to that he repented. So what should he do? He should dress in black and cover his head with a black garment. Go to the place where he is unknown and return the valuable object there. Right. So here's the thing. Learn somewhere like similar question about the butcher, and actually there we said a little different example. So we said that a person who's butcher would move to the place that nobody knows, and him, and he would do a shchita for himself. He does not have to show anybody. He's not going to wrong anybody. He does shchita for himself, and he declares a treif, right? Meaning that it's the top of the honesty, right? Or here. Right here it says that he dressed in black. We're going to say why in black. It's very interesting. He would cover his head with black, and he go into unknown place, right? To find some valuable and return, meaning that even if he take it, nobody is going to suspect him, nobody is going to find him, right? So, but he wants to be honest, right? Honest, and that's the show that he actually repented. Why black? Because in olden days only non-Jews were wearing black, right? Jews were usually would wear white. Just so you know. After some time it's changed, but at that time, like black meaning that he pretend that he's somebody else. The many comments on the Talmudic passage, middle of the road ways, cannot cure the morally ill, right? As we said. So morally ill, it's like extreme, right? Morally sound people, but with some deficiency, yeah, that's the middle of the road. The only remedy is to tend toward the opposite extreme. Okay. So let me see if we have any questions, because we finished that halacha.